so long and watch the sunset. Dream. Some old sad song. Pour me some moonshine. The time. Tomorrow brings. Life's too short to waste it. I say here for a good time. I ain't here for a long time. When I get where I'm going on the tears, I will shed the sins and struggles and he'll match me step for step, and I'll tell him how I've missed him. Don't cry for me, down. But when I Abby.
It does mean a lot to the family, and they'll never forget Tucker's life. We want to all leave here a better one that will show care and concern one to the other, even the one that might rub us the wrong way. We know not only this evening, just in remembrance of for all that are here, especially the family members, those that were really close to him. One of those days that we'll never forget. I pray that you would pour out your mercy and grace upon. We all know that Tucker's life was too short, but he did live it to the fullest. When you think back on his life, and this is just a couple brief things, his ability to take even the smallest story or event that you can't stop listening to. Also, he always cared more about everyone else than himself. He would do anything for anyone. He'd freeze if it meant you would be warm. He would starve if it meant you could eat. He'll be so greatly missed. I didn't go on any higher of. So just a few things that I think Tucker might want to do. First off, in the Bible, in Ephesians 4, seed out of your mouth. But that which is good to the user, edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. Then in verse number 32, it says, and be ye kind one to another, tender-hearted. We need to treat everyone with great kindness and respect. Hold grudges, but always choose to forgive. Do it to encourage each other. This is the kind of person Tucker wanted to be. In the book of Lamentation 3:19 through 25. The wormwood and the gall. My soul hath them still in remembrance. It will take a long time to actually come to grips that he is actually gone. It will hurt, that it will be hard to even function. help each other with kindness and forgiveness in our hearts and actions. And it goes on to say in verse 21, it says, "This I recall to my mind, therefore have I hope. It is of the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. Therefore will I hope in him. The Lord is good unto them that wait for him, that seeketh him." We know that Easter is right around the corner, and I just want to read a couple of the bad things or sin which we have done. That's why Jesus came. In Romans 3, the glory of God. Jesus literally died on the cross for you and for me. Romans 5:8 says, "But God commended toward us in that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us." And in Acts 6, what must I do to be saved? Basically, what they're saying is, can I get to heaven with all of you today? Today, but some does not. You can go to Jesus at any time to be your Lord and Savior, and the relationship that Jesus so deeply desires. Next, I'd like to call up John, please.
My name is John Duvall, and I'm the principal at Soldotna Montessori Charter School. Firstly, I want to take a moment to recognize that we are all here to support his family. Also a celebration of life, to use the time to consider the joy moments that we've shared with Tucker and his family. Tucker enrolled at Soldotna in 2015 as a second grader. I had just left Montessori to take a job as the assistant. However, in 2017, I was hired as the principal when Tucker was starting fourth grade. And I had the pleasure of working with and guiding Tucker for 3 years, the 3 years he was a student at our school. Principal at Soldotna Montessori Charter School. Tucker was in my office. He decided on his own that he should come and say hello to me and introduce himself. He, and the ripe old age of 9, let me know that I'd be getting, because he would probably be in my office a lot that year. In trouble from time to time. I'm not sure if that was a badge of honor for him, because he had a happy grin on his face. My impression that he was there to start building an honest connection with the new principal. That memory to me is an indicator of who Tucker was. He was going and willing to meet a challenge head on. He was courageous. His word. He was a visitor to the principal's office, sometimes at the direction of the teacher, but also voluntarily and involuntarily. I noticed a developing trait in Tucker. He took many conversations to heart. Contained. And then he'd make attempts to apply advice or feedback he had received. Always willing to make the effort to try something new. At recess, I always found it interesting to observe Tucker. He was extremely active at recess. He was outgoing, He was into everything and willing to engage with everybody. And my scan of the playground took in where Tucker was playing. I noticed that he was always glancing in my direction. He clearly was looking to see if I was watching when the principal is not looking. However, I didn't see it that way. I believe Tucker was looking in my direction for reassurance. I was the source of a visual check-in, looking to ask Mr. DeVault, am I doing the things we discussed? I feel that follows with his voluntary check-ins to work on applying advice he received from the adults in his life. Tucker was a student who thrived with genuine connections. He sought connections with just about everyone. For school, or be the student to thank the visitor for coming on behalf of the class. I spoke with Tucker's mom as my impressions with Tucker. She indicated that there have been people from all over, people they don't even know, who reached out while he was serving as a guide on the Kenai River or while fishing in southeast Alaska. It's quite remarkable the impact with Tucker and his family. The school is unique in having the ability to develop deep we have with students remaining with their instructor for 3 years. A teacher really gets to know the student and their families these field trips. The family served as an essential part of our school, and the school was an integral part of the experience. So our students and staff enjoy so many field trips. The family surely has many fond memories of joining Tucker and Miss Moore, his teacher, on the many outings they took, learning outside the walls of the school. Kind of guy, and sharing that time with his teacher, his classmates, and his family is probably what he loved most. Those 3 years of 4th through 6th grade, she, along with her fellow teachers, had the opportunity to was able to leave a lasting impression with his teachers, grow and learn and thrive as a student. I know both the family and Mrs. Moore value the love with a shared commitment. That is a 6-year partnership serving together that continues even after leaving school. Tucker often returned to spend time with Miss Moore and her class, as does Maddie. Rebecca, you to be sure to return and visit your teachers. It can be a valuable experience for both you and to Miss Moore and to Tucker's many other teachers, community for caring for Tucker and his family, for your love and care. When we spend time remembering Tucker, I would suggest there's comfort in Christ. They're weak. Isaiah 41:10 says, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will hold you with my righteous right hand. Your hearts be troubled. Trust in God. There's more than enough room in my Father's home. If this were not so, to the Challenge family, we love you. We are certainly grateful for allowing us to help guide and love your children. We hold Tucker and with others to be personable and outgoing, willing to help others, and most importantly, as Tucker would do, to enjoy life. A wonderful suggestion for us all to keep Tucker along with us when we were doing something we know Tucker would enjoy. Take fun knowing he has come along with us.
Hello, everybody. My name is Derek Schneider. Guide Tucker, as he came down to Juneau the last couple summers, as my assistant fishing guide. On some of the moments and experiences that I got to have with Tucker the last couple years. Kind-hearted, outgoing young man I've ever got the pleasure to meet, and I'm assuming the same goes for y'all. He was one of a kind. I got to know Tucker a few years ago when he flew down to Juneau to be my assistant fishing guide. As a kid from Colorado, living in Alaska the last 13 years, in Tucker's eyes, every single time we were bringing in either a king or a chum or whatever, with Tucker, like I said, he was always there to show me the better way or a brand new way to do something. He was so patient, teach him and show him his way, the right way of bringing in these fish. Take the time to get to know each and every one of our clients before, during, out on our charters. The one thing that really sticks to me this last you guys up here. We had this client and they asked, he said, Derek, go grab a chum salmon. He knelt down on one knee, his mouth, and the reactions why we did it, and a little bit too. But Tucker, man, he just loved every second of it. Absolutely. Many stories we had with clients, and just him and I this last summer in the summer. He always knew how to make me laugh or put a smile onto my face, even when I was having a rough day. Another one, don't worry. This last summer, he definitely became like a little brother to my wife Mallory and I. We got to watch Tucker 2 years ago go from this little teeny dude and just rise into this all-star young. He always call us any time of day and night just to check in and tell us he loved us. Let me just clarify, he always ended every conversation. My wife and I are expecting our first baby girl here in July, and he was absolutely the first. And he was the ultimate hype man. He was so stoked. Coming down to Juneau next summer, we're gonna get that baby girl on my back, and I'm gonna teach her how to catch bigger fish than you any time of day. I said, Tucker, absolutely, let's do this. He did. And another thing he said, I can't wait to teach that baby girl of yours. You can totally do that for my girl any day. He made such a huge impact on my life, and I know nephew, confidant, all of it. He taught my wife this summer his way, the best way, how to fillet halibut. Dude would bring up, he just taught us everything to know about fishing this summer, because this summer, we couldn't fish kings in Juneau, so we had to. And so now, since sadly is not with us to teach our baby girl how to fish, my wife, wife has that skill now. That Tucker did everything for us. Just a few days before he left this, he said, Derek, where are you at? He said, I'm in Juneau and want to see you and Mallory. I said, Tucker, you know I'm in Denver right now. I was like, I just had my cancer check. Played into it, just another 10 minutes of this. And he finally flipped. Well, there he was in his front yard. He said, Derek, I just wanted to mess with you like always and see how your cancer check-in went. And he always ended that conversation, my wife and I, to end the calls with me or my wife, both of us, most Love you dudes. Even though we know that's probably not the cool thing to do. Tucker, right there, that just speaks volumes of who he was as a human being. Although Tucker, that he was a part of our lives, and he'll always live on with on every big air jump and catching the biggest fish heaven has to offer. I hope that we can embody the spirit of Tucker and his amazing positive attitude and his outstanding, whether it be downing salmon eggs for a bunch of clients that you've never met from all over the world on the top of the mountain. I just wanted to say thank you for the family for having me here, and thank you for Tucker. And a little segue here. As all of us know, he was the story up from a client from the East Coast to Europe, you name it. Been a natural born storyteller. And this right here, this is going to be a recording that I did of him when he was about 3 years old, telling him this crazy adventure right before bedtime.
Daddy and Tucker was camped on the side of the tents. He was like, I'm cooking. And I was like, Dad. And Dad didn't wake up. And then
What was Daddy doing?
And then he was like, stay here, son. And then he got his rifle and he jumped out. It ran away because he saw the gun. And then there was bear poop out there. And they went and they saw a deer.
Yeah.
And he bam, shot, and he missed. Papa and Tucker started running very fast.
Yeah.
And then we caught up and they stopped on a bridge. We were a long way. Bridge.
Oh, he was?
And his face and his eyes. Tommy.
Yeah.
So right under there, and he didn't hear the gun. Oh yeah, if he went to sleep or if he was quietly. And Andrews and he was a boy of the cat,
Yeah.
and he was alive. Tried
To attack us?
And then we took him home, and then we put him on the wall, and then you made a helmet, and then it's a bear.
No way.
And it had bear legs, and I was a bear in town. And everybody was scared. And my hands were like this, holding the bear mouth open.
Wow.
That deer mouth open.
Really?
And I thought there was a deer in town. Be quiet. And I was like, Dad, there's a bear out there.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. There's a bear. Son, stay in.
Yeah.
And the kid took a little peek outside. And then the bear wanted help. And the bear finally gushed. And all of his blood out. And then I put my bear in costume. Now roar!
Boy, nobody told me I was following Tucker here today, telling a story. As a school principal, we often learn to compartmentalize our feelings, and a bit of it as school principals. And I was doing a really good job at accomplishing that task. At that point, I was forced to pull my feelings for Tucker out and stand here and share a few words about Tucker, a student, a young man, a friend, despite his... A lot of former students, when you've been a principal as long as I have, kind of fade into the out there is interested if I remember their parents or their aunt or uncle along the way. And, Tucker could never blend into the background. Tucker was determined to carve out his own path. He came into my office time and time and time again. He had vision. He knew what he wanted. He knew what he was going to do. That's a rarity for kids his age. Most of it was going to make the trucks and machines he would own, the house he was going to build. He wasn't just dreaming, he was planning. Last spring, I was like a 65-year-old in my office. And I just felt so confident walking out knowing that he was going to be good. Tucker didn't like being told what to do. Was laying out for him, and he and I didn't always see eye to eye. But what happened over the years between he and I is we built something far greater than the student and principal relationship. And in that process, I came to really admire Tucker, not just for his dreams. I remember thinking about Tucker when I left, and I was thinking about the fact that I knew I was going to run into him again at 30 years old. I had this vision of running into him at like when he's 30, gassing up his beautiful machine and his big truck that he had been accomplishing over the last decade or plus since he and I had our last conversation. And then I envisioned oak stacks flying, and I really thought about that. I really, really did. I thought about that. And when I was writing this speech, I could not. I think and to me, that's why. Because Tucker was on the brink of something great. He had so much life to live, so much to be, what it looks like to have vision and to pursue it with. To Tucker's family, I want to say, and I'm so sorry that you have to take this painful path. Tucker didn't much like school lessons, loved life lessons. So to me, ask of mountains, but rather a lesson in resilience and work ethic and drive that Tucker had. A man full of potential, courage, and dreams bigger than anyone could obtain except he imagined we can keep his memory alive by living with the same fire and determination that he showed us.
Paper plane, but my head told me no. All night until I got a ride, and in the morning I screamed, hey, look, I made it. When I didn't believe, I'd remember the moment. And if I had a dollar from the ones that didn't believe, 'cause I made it, yeah.
There's a light that glows by the front door. Always stay humble and kind. You can, it won't be wasted time. Always stay humble. Don't steal, don't cheat, and don't lie. I know you got mountains to climb. When the dreams you're dreaming come to you, the work you put in is realized. Let yourself feel the pride. Don't expect chip, and here's why. Bitterness keeps you from flying. Always stay humble and kind. Between sleeping with someone when we love. I love you ain't no pickup line, so always. Hold the door, say please, say thank you. Don't stay when those dreams you're dreaming come true. When the work you put in is realized. Let's stay humble and kind. Put a candle in the window. Oh, I'm gone, gone. I'll be coming home soon. Pack my bag and let's get moving. Trip, ooh, don't have to worry no. Long as I see the light.
It's not our fault.
They belong to the vine. Can't believe that you got me in a suit and tie. Out the church door saying goodbye. You had a wild side, but you had amazing grace. I know you're way off up in the clouds, but if you could still imagine in the skies, got a 10-acre field with some mud and some bugs, you can lock it. Hide your beer, hide your clear from the man upstairs. Crank it loud, hold it down till I get there. And when I do, I hope you got some new stories to tell. I bet you're looking for a crew like we had. Making boys that like to live fast. Running rubber in a parking lot, man, I don't. I hope you hit those dope streets on two wheels. I hope you imagine clubs you can lock in. Make some fun and make them wonder how you do it. Hide your beer, hide your clear from the man upstairs. Crank it loud. I hope you got some new stories to tell. Till then, give heaven some hell. Heads bowed, singing just as I am. Walking that aisle, praying that gotta be there. I hope you hit those gold streets on two wheels. Hope you're mentioning you got it out. Hide your beer, hide your clear from the man upstairs. Crank it loud, hold it. I hope you got some new stories to tell. Till then, give heaven some hell.
Without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
I'd just like to thank everybody for the love and care that you showed the family, and thank the school and all that are involved and all the things, special event on for the family. It was very touching. He's a great young man, and have a dream. We need to have the same thing. It's great.
outside for a special two-stroke send-off in honor of Tucker. Those of you without a slip, pick a balloon from the Commons. If you'd like, you may write a personal message to Tucker on your balloon, or simply hold your thoughts in your heart as you prepare to release it. Kindly hold until the conclusion of the two-stroke send-off. The Challenge family will release their balloons first, and then we ask that everyone's follow the. Will be drones flying, so just try and pay attention to the moment at this time. You guys can exit, head outside.
Exit that goes straight outside.